Let's work on some more events. When it comes into focus, like that one's in focus because that's where the cursor is, right? Now that one's in focus. When it comes into focus, I want to change the color of it. I don't think I'll keep this hover. It was just a test. Focus in. Focus out. All right, that works. You can still see the cursor. See, that works good. You go backwards. That Shift tab. I think we got a winning combination if it's going to keep doing that. I forgot to highlight some characters and see what color that is. Oh, that's blue. That's Tkinter's doing. And it's all right as long as they don't have a real blue background. Maybe I should change it in case someone's got a blue background. They're not going to see that. Yeah, it's always that same color. We've got 3 background colors. Why don't we use one of our background colors for this character highlighting color? Because if we got a blue background here, well, I mean, we do have a blue background and it actually is a little bit hard to see. Let's look in the manual for that. Select background is the background color to use displaying selected text. Select foreground, the foreground color to use displaying selected text. Let's keep all these bindings together. We're trying to keep the look of Treebard the same as it is. And you see here we don't have that differently colored header, and I actually kind of like this. We do have a separator here, which is just a skinny frame. Tkinter has something called ttk.Separator, but I don't use ttk widgets at all, ever, for anything. I want to put a separator here. I want to have the separator and the boldness of the font here be what separates the header from the table instead of having a stripe. I don't really like stripes that much. Here, the different color serves a purpose. It tells you which tab is current. Here, the different color serves a purpose. It tells you where to click. We use the bold font for that in all caps. But as you can see, we do have an enter and leave event here. All right, now this is going to be our highlight color, highlight underscore BG. And this is going to be the, I call it head underscore BG, head BG. So if you click here, cancel. Now, where's the focus? You can't really tell. Well, when you went out of here, it went to here. See, I have a little trouble with so many events. Do I really want this? I don't think that's necessary. And the more events you have competing with each other, sometimes it just gets a little bit complicated. I know where the mouse is, right? Why would I have to do this too? Now, focus is here, but you can't tell. See, tabbed out. Now you can tell. All right, so let's change this color to just plain old BG, and then this color is going to be head BG. The highlight color in the table is going to be head BG instead of highlight BG. We're going to change this. It's just going to be plain BG on the header label. It's going to be like that. And then in the class, we're going to use head BG for the highlight color. And I assume that's actually the head BG color. Yeah, head BG is yellow. The other thing I want to do is put a separator here. You see, we got the bold, we got the all caps. Put a separator there, and then you're doing fine. You don't need to have a stripe there to pull your eye inwards. We want to look at the content of the table more than we want to look at the header. The local teenagers are getting ready for a basketball game. It's 2 days before Christmas, so there's a certain amount of excitement. It builds during the day because they stay up too late at night. Then as they start waking up, they start getting excited and acting like teenagers. And they have a basketball game to go to or play in. I used to have a separator widget, but it's just a frame. All I have to do is put a skinny frame, right? Up here in the table, we made our widgets. So under the header, we want to make a frame to use as a separator. Grid it in row 1 because the header's in row 2. We're going to start this on row 2. Sticky equals east-west for a separator. It's got no content, so we can set its height and its width. Once you put content in a frame, it sizes itself to the content. That's a Tkinter feature. It's going to sticky east-west. I don't think it needs a width, but it needs a height. Just make it 2 pixels. We'll give it a color for now, but we have to do our thing with the colors too. Make it easy to see. Put this back to 1. Okay, there's no separator. It's probably there and you can't see it. You see right there, there's a tiny black dot. You see there's the beginning of the separator and there's the end of the separator. It's only one column, so say column span 8, but it's also in the wrong row. And it's got this stuff on top of it, which is why you can't see it at all. But it does exist underneath here. That should fix that, so it goes all the way across. It's in the right row, and then the words are in the wrong row. That's just, if it works now, it'll always work, because we always have these 2 rows on top of all this other stuff. The next step is to use proper color for the separator, color from a color scheme. Let's use highlight BG. We could make a separator class, but I think we should just make a highlight frame class, because normally frames are going to be plain old BG for the background, but we need a frame highlighted for when that is not the case, so we can have frames different colors according to different colors that are available from the color scheme. Just an ordinary frame, except it's a different color. When it's BG, it's going to be highlight BG, whatever that color happens to be at the time. Get rid of the black. Instead of tk.Frame, we're going to go there's our separator. And see, it's not the same color as the words. It's not the same color that we're going to use for highlighting here. You see, it's a little bit darker than the highlight color. Still need to change this blue. Let's see what happens to that separator now when we recolorize everything. And there you go. That's perfect. Now the next thing is to change this blue to a color that's in the color scheme. Self, select, background, equals. There's only 4 colors in Treebard. That's one of the reasons this is manageable. I've been doing it that way for years, and I'll never add an extra color for anybody. All right, now try highlighting. Okay, it seems to be working, except that I need to rethink something so I can actually read that. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. This should be the same color because all the background colors are dark. And the other thing that was odd is select background. This is not the same as our highlighting color that it turns when you tab in. That's head BG. So we can't have them be the same. There you go. Perfect. In order for this to work with the colorizer, we've got to add these two, select background and select foreground, to styles for cell. Alright, now let's colorize it and see what happens. That works. I'm not saying these are perfect colors, just these are random colors. I just kind of chose. That's a little hard to read, but that's not the point right now. Because our color schemes in Treebard they actually already exist and they're better than that. I'll see you in the next one.